welcome back to another interview. My name is Arena. I'm an Oregon real estate agent, and today I am here with Sharon and Donna, who are the owners of Lady Mae Boutique. I am so excited for this interview, you guys. Their business is pretty new, so we're going to learn a lot today. But yeah, why don't we just start off by having you guys introduce yourselves. Tell us a little bit about Lady Mae.
Hi everyone, my name is Sharon. I am originally from Honolulu, Hawaii. I recently moved here. And then I'll help Donna introduce herself, and then we can go into talking about Lady Mae.
Hi folks, I'm Donna. I'm one of the co-owners with Lady Mae Boutique. I started it with my sister Sharon, and we recently launched in January, so very, very new, as Arena said. We're both originally from Honolulu, Hawaii, and I moved here about 3 years ago. I have a lot of retail experience. I've been in part of corporate retail for about 10 years, and I decided that it was time for a change, and so I decided to quit my corporate job and create this business with my big sister.
And you guys sell primarily women's apparel, accessories.
Yeah, it's extremely curated because there's times when you go to Nordstrom or like Bloomingdale's or something like that, and you're like, this is so much stuff, and you have to dig and dig and dig. And we wanted to eliminate the digging. We were like, okay, how can we curate this where she can come into the shop or go online and be like, that's exactly what I want. This is the perfect occasion. And that's kind of what we created. So it's like a good mix of romance, flirty, a little Parisian. It's like city girl, and because, we're city girls.
Yeah. It's perfect for the modern woman.
Yes, it is.
I love that because, a lot of the times when you go into a store, you're trying to shop in person, it's so overwhelming, and you're like, okay, you know what, I'm just over it. But with Lady Mae, you come in and, if your style fits what you guys are selling, it's very easy to pick things out. So that's really exciting. And you were talking about how you guys were wanting a change from kind of the 9-to-5 job, so that's why you started Lady Mae. I was curious to ask you guys, I know it's only been a month, but how has the comparison been with, working kind of regular hours to moving into entrepreneurship? Has it been challenging?
Yeah.
Yes, it's been very challenging because we both do come from like an entrepreneurial background because our parents own a small restaurant. And we both have been working at it for 20 years that they've had it. So we kind of have that little bit of it. But understanding what the next step is in terms of engagement or when to restock inventory or order new inventory, that's all like, it's still a question mark. It's still, when is the right time to do it?
There's a lot of forecasting that we had to do in advance, and that can really be challenging because we don't always know what the next big thing is. And so we have to forecast and hope for the best sometimes. And I knew that's a challenge globally with retailers, but so we're constantly like reading magazines or going on blogs, seeing what's on social media, like it's constant so that we can stay like just above the newest trends, and that will determine what we buy for like the upcoming seasons.
Right.
Yeah.
So a lot of what you do is really researching what the latest trends are, what type of clothing you're going to be buying. Yeah, I feel like for a lot of people, they have this dream to be an entrepreneur without realizing that you have to wear many hats as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
We were just talking about social media marketing before we started filming. I'm sure that's been a whole new thing that you've had to learn how to do for the business.
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah. When you have a 9-to-5 job, you literally go to work, and if it's an office job, you go to work, you do your job, and then you go home. You don't really think about like the day-to-day logistics, like your insurance or if you're going to take a holiday or just lunch hours and things like that. It's you don't think of that because someone already thought of it for you.
Exactly.
And I think that's part of having your own business is kind of also that balance and trying to understand like what part comes next, like I said earlier.
So I also wanted to ask you guys, since you're pretty new, what are you most excited about with the future of Lady Mae? I know there's a pop-up that you guys are doing, very, very soon. What are some things that just are, getting you excited for what's to come?
I think for us, we would absolutely love to have a brick and mortar. That's the ultimate goal, is to be able to be physical and be able to provide, our services to our, clients and customers.
Yeah, it's hard to kind of see the product, like how material feels like and how it looks and what the silhouette actually is online. So that is our ultimate goal, is having a brick and mortar, and also just meeting everyone. You know, like you, Marina, like we connected on Facebook, and just meeting everyone in the community. We've gotten a couple of like Portland makers follow us on Instagram. We're so grateful because that's what we wanted. That's why we wanted to start Lady Mae here in Portland, because the small business community is so strong here.
It is really exciting when you're really fresh into doing something, and you know, when you receive all the support and encouragement, not just from clients and customers, but also from fellow business owners. You get this moment of like, wow, like this is why I started this, because it gives you that warm feeling, not necessarily the same feeling as when, you know, you're working for somebody else, because, you know, you've built this, you've created this on your own, so it feels extra special.
I think that's the thing, is like we just want to help people feel good, look good, and just, you know, find things that they love that they could give as gifts, or things that would look great in their closet, and, you know, they could take it out and, you know, wear it to brunch or to like a baby shower. You know, it's just like things like that we really want to be part of. So I think that's what we came into already thinking, is like we want to grow.
No, that's awesome. I think I truly believe if you have a heart for what you're doing and you have an actual purpose and mission, everything else will kind of come naturally after that. A lot of people try and start a business or, you know, any sort of venture in their life from the wrong perspective and from the wrong intentions. But I feel like if you really, you know, care for what you're doing, it will be successful and it will take off, because people really sense that. They're very aware of the personality behind a brand and what feels genuine and what feels, you know, not so genuine. So yeah, I mean, I'm really excited for you guys. And since there are a lot of people that are part of the Great Resignation, it's a huge movement among young people right now, you know, even though it started earlier, but still I feel like we're kind of still seeing a lot of people leave the 9-to-5. What type of advice would you give someone that's kind of on the cusp of like, okay, should I stay here? Should I try something new? What led to making that leap for you guys? Because it's a huge decision. It's scary.
It was frightening.
Oh yeah, it's
frightening.
It's terrifying. But you know, like you have to love yourself, and that was the hardest thing. It was like you have to look at it very globally and be like, and like see if this is really what you want. And like the thing, and I had to like really take a step back and be like, you know, I really love myself, and when I do this job, it makes me not like myself so much.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Yeah, and then so like I think like it has a lot to do with self-care and self-love, and it took me a really, really, really long time to realize that. And like, so, you know, I like looping back, like I was in corporate management for like 10 years, and I was managing lots and lots of people and hiring people and like doing these major projects and huge installations. And like I was like wearing myself down, and I wasn't receiving the same kind of appreciation I thought I deserved. And they told me, and you know, I really, it was a huge struggle bus. And I was like, oh, you know, like I'm putting my blood, sweat, and tears into this, and I'm still getting so much negativity from, you know, my employers. And I just was like, you know, I love you guys. Thank you so much for this opportunity, but I need to take a step back and refocus and recenter myself. Sharon experienced something very, very similar.
Yeah, I think we both really wanted to make it work. No, like
we really
sincerely,
did.
we both really wanted to make it work with where we both were. Like I worked in higher education for 8 years, and it was at the same place. I had different roles, but man, I just really wanted to make it work. I wanted to, you know, move up the ladder, grow in my career, learn everything there was to learn about fundraising. I just felt like I was coming to work every day, not feeling happy, not appreciated, underpaid. Turnover was awful, so we always had to cover everyone else's workload when they would leave.
Oh my goodness.
And then the pandemic hit, and then people got laid off, and it got even worse, and none of us were well, I don't know if they were compensated, but I wasn't compensated. So all of that really was, all of that just built this like very angry, resentful person, because I always thought, oh, they gave me a job, I'm so grateful. But at the same time, like Donna said, like, it's all about self-love. When you're undervalued, underpaid,
and overworked,
stressed, it's like time to make changes in your life and take that risk. And it's so hard because not everyone can just quit their job without another job lined up. I get that, and we're so blessed that we are able to kind of, have some of that, have money saved up and kind of live off of that until we like figure out the next step. But like, yeah, it was time to make that risk, and it only took me 8 years to figure that out.
Yeah.
This whole brand new chapter wouldn't have happened if we didn't like make that decision. So yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes experiencing something really challenging to push you towards that next step. But man, I'm so sorry, and I hear that from a lot of people as well, where they're saying like, oh, there's a labor shortage right now. It's like, no, people are willing to work, but they're not being treated fairly. They're not being respected and valued and appreciated at their jobs. And I hate that you guys are both such wonderful people that you had to go through that and experience that. And like I'm sure you had truly a heart for what you were doing.
Yeah, we seriously thought these would be our like forever jobs. We really, really thought that. We really tried our best, and we really put our like heart and souls into these jobs.
When at the end of the day, when your manager doesn't even know what you're doing, and just it's like just to do it, just to check the check boxes to say, okay, Sharon did it. That's like not okay for me. So that's why we started Lady Mae. It's like, okay, we've always been wanting to do this. It's time.
Yeah.
Donna is amazing at helping people find things that fit their body. I can do all the logistics, under the radar stuff. And let's just do it and see how it goes.
Yeah.
Let's take our savings and let's just see what, the future has in store. So we're really new, but I mean, I think, we've poured everything into this, and I actually have never felt so sure about something at the same time. Like, kind of scared, but like,
that this is the right step
so we're like, okay, I think we can do it because we have great stuff. We have like a good eye for stuff, and and not like, I don't know if you can say this, but like, we don't have time for bullshit anymore.
Yes.
I don't have time for bullshit anymore.
Absolutely. No, and the greatest businesses truly are born out of, first of all, you really care about what you're doing, and second, you see a problem and you know how to fix it.
Yeah.
That's huge. Yeah. And I mean, just hearing everything that you guys have gone through to get to this point, I know that this business is really a labor of love for you guys.
Oh, yes.
Even though you guys are new, I walked down here and I was like, they have it together. Like, you guys have everything, I mean, just beautifully lined up here. The pop-up is going to be so gorgeous.
I would say, like, definitely Sharon took the reins on it, and then, like, because she's definitely more of, like, the diplomat, behind the scenes kind of person, while I kind of like more aesthetically driven. And so I think that seems to be like the way our partnership is. Like, she's operational while I'm kind of like more aesthetic and like project based. Yeah.
That's awesome. So you get the best of both worlds. It's like the perfect combination. I know we're talking a lot, but I'm having such a great time learning about you guys and about the business, and just wanted to briefly ask, like, how has it been working with your sister? Has it been?
Great question.
I've been having a blast, actually.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I actually think we do complement each other, and every sibling gets mad at their sibling. So I mean, it's not like we don't have arguments about how we think something should be done, but we get over it really quickly. We're both very forgiving people, and I can't really complain. She has 10 plus years of retail experience. I'm not gonna question her. If this is how it was done at Gap or Anthro or whatever it is, I'm gonna trust that it worked, because those companies, they know they know what they're doing. So yeah, I think it's been really great.
So to wrap up, I really wanted to ask you guys, you know, if you were to go back in time and speak to Donna in the past or Sharon in the past, what would you tell her? You know, she's on the cusp of trying to figure out whether or not to leave her job. How would you encourage her?
I think for me, like I would go back and tell my younger self to, you know, slow down, you know, take things, you know, one at a time. I think that I was moving so fast and like so haphazardly almost that like I wasn't recognizing, you know, the people that loved me and the people that cared about me. And I would I would literally disappear after work and like go to like a Target parking lot or a Taco Bell parking lot and just sit down and like just contemplate and not talk to anyone. Like I was refusing to speak to my husband, my sister, my mom, my dad, like my friends. Like I feel like my relationships were really like deteriorating. That's not even a word. Deteriorating.
It is a word, yeah.
Yeah,
like they were suffering, yeah.
Like they were suffering because, you know, they couldn't even reach me. I was unreachable, you know, and I wasn't recognizing how much harm I was doing to the people around me because I would just like disassociate. And I was extremely dismissive. And no matter what people were telling me, like no matter how much Sharon told me, like she loved me, she cared about me, she wanted me to feel safe and supported, I would just ignore her. And so like I just really wanted to tell my younger self, like, you know, slow down and recognize the people that love you because you don't.
For me, I would tell my younger self to also slow down. I would tell myself, you just need to take some time and just do you. Because I wasn't. I was working at, you know, a job that I didn't really see growth in. I was taking care of everyone else around me. And, you know, actually Donna was the one who told me, yeah, just quit.
Yeah, I did.
I've done it, and I know it takes a lot of courage, but just quit and just kind of like, let's do this Lady Mae boutique thing that we've been talking about.
Yeah, I like called her and I was like, let's just do this.
That's what I would tell my younger self is just stop
Take a chance.
and take the chance and take the risk. Just do it because, you know, you kind of owe it to yourself. And, you know, our families have been amazing, even though we were really terrified because we do come from immigrant parents who have expectations of us, and they've been amazing.
Yeah, we've been very fortunate.
We were terrified because it's like, imagine telling, like, I don't know if I can say this, but like, imagine telling your Asian mom that you're going to quit your job and open up like a boutique that you don't think, I mean, like, you don't know if it's going to do well.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah, it was challenging.
But you know, she helped us along this whole way, and we named Lady Mae after her. We call each other Lady all the time. We call our mom Lady.
We're like, you know, paying homage to her. You know, this is a love letter to her.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like put that on the screen as a quote. That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And the name does sound very chic, very Parisian, like you were.
I was like, I hope it
describing.
sounds Parisian.
It does. It sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
We love Parisian style because it's classic. The silhouettes are clean and
Timeless. Yeah.
I love that. I'm so excited. I'm gonna like shop while I do B-roll.
Yes.
I can't wait. Well, I want everyone that's watching to be able to find you guys easily. What is your social media? What is the name of like the URL? How can people find you?
So we're on Instagram, Facebook, and we have our own website. Our website is shopladymae.com, and our Instagram is Lady Mae Boutique. All of it is interconnected, and yeah, please come and visit us at Moon Market or visit us at our website Instagram pages.
Awesome. Yes, I'll make sure to put all of that in the interview notes. Thank you guys so much for sitting down with me today, for having me in your beautiful like home office. It's so great here. I'm so glad we were able to do this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to tune in for the next local business interview. Until then, bye.
Bye.